we're still pretty early in this 2K, and I have made so many builds already. I'm just saying that to prove to you all that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to build making this year. I have spent so many hours in that builder. It's so complex this year with cap breakers. You literally need to have a PhD in 2Kology just to make an optimized build. When you're accounting for cap breakers and +1s and +2s, that builder is so confusing, bro. It's so much different than it was back in my day, back in the 2K15, 16, 17, 18 days. It was so much easier to make a build, and you didn't have to watch a YouTube video just to make sure that you were making a good enough build that you're not going to have to recreate in some months. But I feel like 2K kind of forces you to at least cheat off people a little bit, just so you know you're not accidentally making your build 10 times worse than it could be because you didn't know that you had a cap break steal. And then if you cap break this attribute, it makes this attribute a lot better on the cap breakers and a lot less expensive. But I spent a lot of time in that builder myself. With this build specifically, it is a 6'5", 99.3 point lock. It's insane. I can't wait for y'all to see it. Just don't forget to drop a like if you enjoy. Drop me a sub if you want to see more of my content. I make jump shot videos, build videos. Turn the post notifications on if you want to see more and get notified when I do post a video. Let's get into the build. Now, like I said, I have made a lot of builds already this year, and I made a lot of build videos this year. But most of my builds, even the point guard ones I posted, they were more two-way builds. They were more shooting guard than point guard. This is my first, like, actually super offensively gifted build. A lot more than defense. Even though this build is crazy defense, don't get me wrong. But I made it with the intention of playing point guard and rec and fives in mind a lot more than, like, being a build that I can just flex into any position and any, like, role, you know? This is a true point guard that I made. I also do guard ball most of the time when I play point guard and rec, so I wanted it to be equipped to both run point guard very good and play defense very good, you know, to guard ball. But this is definitely my most offensive heavy build I've made so far this year, 100%, no doubt. Pulling up from deep right here, off the catch, little fade. 99.3 is so crazy, bro. If you thought shooting was easy just in general, just wait till you play on this build with 99.3. All legend badges, you're hitting contesteds left and right. Combine that with deep bomb, bro, and you're just unstoppable from 3. Dude's reaching on me. He still can't get it. I only have 86 ball handle on this build, but just steals are so non-existent, and that's what makes a lot of builds like this possible that can just do it all, because you don't need crazy high ball handle this year. Steals, at least on-ball steals, interceptions are pretty good. On-ball steals are just non-existent, bro. Doesn't matter what form of glove. Jelly, by the way. Doesn't matter if you have glove on Hall of Fame, legend, whatever, and you're going up against a center, bro. You're never going to get a steal unless, like, the game literally just blesses you. 4 people jumping on me right there. Still couldn't stop me. Pulling up from deep right there. That's legend limmy, legend in set shot, legend in everything. I even brought this build to 2s. As you see in these clips, I was kind of hesitant because I do generally like playing on, like, a 6'8 build in 2s, so I can just switch everything and I don't have to worry about getting, like, bitched in the painter or whatever. But this build also has 70 board, and that's kind of important for 2s. You know, that's a big thing. Rebounds get you the ball back. But my thinking with this build on 2s was kind of, I can get us the ball back one time, and if I touch the ball, I'm not giving it up, bro. This build is an absolute monster on offense. It's so hard to defend 9-on-3. Combine that with heat check, as you see. Heat check so crazy. Heat check, all that shooting badges. Crazy defense if we do lose the ball, though. Post shimmy off the board right there, 7%. I think I cooked so hard with this build. I didn't want to make a 6'4 and below build also, just because I've never made one before, so I didn't feel like learning a new jump shot, because you can't put the same jumpers on your 6'4 and below builds as you can on wing builds. So I wanted the same jumper. I also wanted to be a little bit taller. I think 6'5 is a crazy height. I love that they can still get 9-on-3. Also with 9-on-3, I feel like those corner fades are still so chicken, bro. And I set my lethal zones up. I have one in the left corner, left hash, and middle, so I'm really locked in about playing on that left side, and it makes those corner fades so much easier. Lob coming up right here. I also made sure this build gets 80 pass sack on the dot, because that's the requirement for play take. If you watched a lot of my other videos before, you know how much I glaze play take. Such a good takeover. It's right there next to deep bomb. I think deep bomb for a point guard is just a little bit better than play take. Unless you're like a pass first point guard, then obviously you should definitely be running play take. But I do think deep bomb edges out just a little bit, just because it expands your range so much, bro. You can literally shoot from half court damn near with confidence when you have deep bomb. But this build literally just has it all, bro. It has 9-on-3, so that's every single legend badge. Crazy defense. It has the potential to get 97 per rim, and it's going to right here when I get my Vet 2 cap breakers. That's a little far away, but it will be there eventually. 85 steal for that gold interceptor, bro. It also gets contact dunks, and maybe the most important part of the build, it is a big burly boy. You know I love my builds burly if you've been watching my channel for a while. This one, no exception, bro. Big as fuck. And while he is a very chunky boy, he still gets legend lightning launch, bro. I'm just a big chunky boy running at the speed of light, bro. It honestly throws people off how fast I really am on this build. Just shot it in 3 people's face, bro, and I still got it to go slightly early. The timing is still went in. I'm throwing lobs, hitting all my threes, playing good defense. I'm telling you, 85 steal is so good this year. It's definitely the best budget threshold to hit. Go to interceptor. You get all the lanes you want when you're playing the lanes properly. Wide open, heat check, deep bomb, 9-on-3. I am never missing that shot in my life. Big meter dunk to finish it off. Now let's get into the actual build. First things first, you are 6'5", 226 pounds, and you have a 6'5" wingspan, obviously, so you can get that 9-on-3 potential. Gonna highlight all the important stuff going from left to right. Like always, this build gets 87 driving dunk and 40 standing. I go 87 dunk on a lot of my builds just because you get the most bang for your buck with 87. You can still get contact dunks and you can still meter dunk very consistently. If it's open, you're never gonna miss a meter dunk. That is a good one. And you get contact dunks and contact lobs, so it's just a really good attribute to go for driving dunk. 40 standing, that's just enough to get a standing dunk package so you can do them. Obviously, that's pretty standard. Looking at the shooting now, 99 3 and 84 mid-range. This is my first build I've made this year that gets 9-on-3, and 6'5" is the tallest you can be and still get 9-on-3. You can make a 6'6" with 9 on mid-range, but it's just not the same. 9-on-3 is so much better in my opinion. Mid-ranges are already super easy to hit. 84 is all you need for that. Looking at the playmaking, we have 85 ball handle, 86 speed of ball, and 80 pass sec. Now that 86 speed of ball, it's base 83 in the builder, and that's because when you raise the speed of ball, it also raises the speed. And if you look at the physicals, I also have 83 speed, and it has 83 speed instead of 86 because I cap broke the speed of ball afterwards. So I went a base 83 speed of ball, cap broke it to 86, and 86 speed of ball that gets you gold lightning launch, which you can then +2 to legend when you get them. I know it's a new season now, so even I'm having to wait to get my +2 so I can actually get lightning on legend. I'm rocking with it on gold right now. I'll get there soon though. And then like I said, with the pass accuracy, 80 on the dot, so you can get play take. Super underrated takeover in my opinion. But if you don't care about getting play take, 71 pass sec is honestly pretty valid. I don't really notice a difference in the actual speed of my passes, and I don't use a pass style. Even if I have a 99 pass sec, like on my 6'11", I don't use a pass style. So if you don't care about getting play takeover, you can go 71 on this build if you want, and you can save some attributes and put them elsewhere. Moving on though, just look at the defense on this build, bro. It's honestly crazy. This isn't even the full potential. When I get my 3 more cap breakers, I'm going to 95 perimeter, and it eventually gets 97, but for the moment, it has 92 perimeter, which is gold on ball menace and gold challenger, and then 85 steal, that's gold interceptor. You can see the cap breakers on that too. It's a base 69 steal, and it perfectly cap breaks all the way to 85. I spent a lot of time just remaking this build over and over with different steals. I was testing like 65, 66, 67, and it ended up being perfectly right there at 69, which cap breaks to an 85 steal. Took a lot of time. Moving on though, looking at the block, you have a 60 block and a 45 interior. Now the block doesn't really matter. It's not that important on this build just because you don't get any badges from going 60 block. I just like having it kind of high no matter what build I'm on, and that's just because block affects your jump contest when you're contesting on the perimeter, so it's always nice to at least upgrade that a little bit even if you don't get badges out of it. Looking at the rebounding here, 70 D board and then 45 O board. Obviously not that important, but silver rebound chaser is still pretty good. You know, I get some pretty decent rebounds, like some good rebound animations. I made this build chunky. I decided I might as well use it a little bit. I got little T-Rex arms, but because I'm so heavy, I can still get 70 boards, so I said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Lastly, here we got the physicals. You got 83 speed, 85 agility, strength, I don't give a fuck about whatsoever. I say that in like all my videos. Strength doesn't do anything. I'm never upgrading strength again, so if you're a big strength believer, you're really not gonna like any of my builds I'll show you moving forward, because none of them are going to have strength. Unless it's a big, it's going to have just enough strength. I think 72 to get brick wall and bronze, so I can +1 or +2 it. But most of my builds, if not all of them for the remainder of this year, they're not going to have strength unless 2K updates the game or makes strength more important. Anyways, 75 vertical, that's just to match the 87 driving dunk. You need the 75 vert to actually unlock the contact dunk animations. Here's my cap breaker screen if you're interested in that. I think I have a total of 15 cap breakers at the moment, and that's including my build specialization ones. And then I have 2 left still just because I'm kind of waiting, because going from 92 to 94 perimeter doesn't do anything. So I just don't feel like putting it on there yet until I actually see what I'm going to do. And I might change my mind in the future. We'll see. I just keeping them for now. But I'm also getting another cap breaker at the end of the season, the one that just started at level 40. And then I'm grinding right now, trying to hit vet 2, and that's 3 more. If you're wondering what I'm going to cap break after the ones that you see already, I'm definitely going to go 95 prim at some point, and then I want to go to 86 ball handle. Maybe far in the future, you can cap break that driving nook from 87 to 90. It is plus 3, so that's definitely good value for your cap breakers. What else can you do? Maybe there isn't really much else. If you wanted to long term, you could definitely also cap break that strength. If you have a lot more cap breakers, definitely farther into the year, it goes 52, 59, 66, 72, 77, 81. Is that 81 strength? Yeah, that's 81 strength. So if you are a believer in strength, you could definitely save that in the back burner for late term cap breaks. Here's my badges right now, and I want to say this is before I get my plus 1s and plus 2s. It's going to look so much crazier when I get my plus 1s and plus 2s, but the season just started. So for now, I'm just going to list them real quick. Lighting and launch gold, pick dodger gold, set shot obviously 99.3, that is a legend. Versatile visionary on silver, challenger gold, that's eventually going to be super high. Like, this build's going to look so much better here in a little bit, but just bear with me for now. It's still crazy, don't get me wrong. Get handles for days on silver. That's definitely a badge I would plus 1 or plus 2, considering this build is also chunky, so your stamina is going to get drained a little bit quicker than normal. Lemmy, legend. Posterizer silver. Shifty shooter, legend. Deadeye, legend. Interceptor, I have that plus 1 to Hall of Fame. I definitely recommend plus 1 or plus 2 in Interceptor. That's a really good badge to plus 1 or plus 2. On-ball minutes is on gold for now. Rebound chaser bronze, and then unpluckable on silver. That's all for the tier 1s. Looking at tier 2s, we have Arrow Wizard on gold. Dimer also on gold. I definitely recommend plus 1 or plus 2 in that for sure, especially if you're going to be using this as a point guard like I do. Right now I have it plus 1 just because I don't have the plus 2s unlocked, but I would definitely be plus 2ing that when I finally get the plus 2s. Pogo stick on silver. Box out beast silver because I got that 70 board. Float game doesn't matter, but it's on bronze. Slippery off ball. I have that plus 1 right now just because I literally can't plus 1 anything else in my shooting, like plus 1s and plus 2s, because I have 9 out of 3, so every single one of my shooting badges is on legend. Break starter silver, and off ball pest Hall of Fame. Last thing here, I'm just going to show you all my jumper if you're interested. Once I found my jumper, I don't switch from it, bro. I use that same jumper for the entire year. Starting off here with the base, you got Ray Allen. Really good base. Upper release 1 is Kyle Korver. Upper release 2, Larry Bird. That gets you a really good height. Combined with that Korver, which gets you a really good speed. 75% Korver, 25% Larry Bird, and then the Q is right there on push. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope y'all enjoyed this build. It's a really crazy one. Let me know what y'all think of it in the comments below. See y'all in the next one. It's been Bonnie. Peace out.